What's up, kids? Coming at you live on a Wednesday, July 24th, with a good old-fashioned monster cheers. How are you, my friend? Back to Malan DTV with a new video on a Wednesday. Why? Well, I was just trying to think of why I make videos. Why would I sit down and make a video? And the first reason that popped in my mind was I don't think a day goes by. In fact, every single day, I get at least one comment, message, or reply on social media that says something like, please do another video. I miss your YouTube videos. I miss seeing your videos pop up in my feed, etc., over and over and over and over. So just as I was about to start this video, I thought, why am I even doing this? And that's the reason why. Apparently, every day, people like to remind me that they like tuning in. So here we are. And today's fantastic topic is birds. And about a year and a half ago, I moved from Hollywood in a crazy area, Sunset and Vine, and I moved to the hills. And now I went from being surrounded by traffic, helicopters, homeless people, chaos, just streets filled with litter and tents and, fights, crime, all this noise, to moving to a remote area in the woods with hardly even any humans around. And now on a day-to-day basis, I see coyotes, birds, lizards, squirrels, crows, and these gigantic ravens. And hawks have recently appeared. In fact, the other day, just like, what's the song? Is it Oklahoma? I watched 6 hawks fly around in circles in the sky. Like that Oklahoma is like, sit alone and talk and watch a hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to a land. Oklahoma. Yeah, that is Oklahoma. But it counts for California too. I watched 6 hawks. But anyway, speaking of birds, one of my favorite things that's happened since I've moved here is I've inherited some house animals. There's a squirrel that's been here from the beginning. There are, I believe, a couple, meaning 2 birds, a male and a female, who have built, this would be the 3rd nest that they've recently built. The first nest, I never saw the baby birds come out of that one. The second nest was hit by a raven and destroyed, and I think he ate whatever was inside. I watched it happen. It was pretty brutal, but, nature is not kind. But this time, the birds came back, and the birds are easy. It's easy to know when they're here because these birds, and if you're a bird person, help me out here. They're California birds. They're small, like a small dove. They look like a dove or a pigeon, and they chirp. They sing when they fly. So when they fly, they go, every time they fly, they make that sound. So if that helps you identify what kind of birds these are, help me out in the comments. But anyway, so I know they're back when I hear that steady. And I saw what they were doing for the 3rd time. I saw what I believe is the male. I can't really tell. The male is bigger than the female, but when they're not together, it's hard to tell. But one of them was building the nest, started picking up these little sticks and flying up to this corner of my patio in the house where they always build the nest. All 3 times they've built the nest in the same place. It's a pretty hot property. I should start charging them rent. For that nest space, I could probably get $800 a month in LA. Oh, if only. Maybe they can pay me in joy, and that's what they've done. Because for the last 3 months, approximately 3 months, I've watched these birds go from stick by stick building the nest to the mother, the female, I believe, coming and joining. And she and he went into the nest and probably created some babies, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to get into bird love, but some bird love happened. And I've watched each step go from building the nest, which took about a week. The little guy would fly each stick for hours. In the morning, he was picking up sticks and flying, picking up sticks and flying. And in the evening, he was still picking up sticks and flying. This little guy worked hard, built a cool nest, brought his lady in. They hooked up in the nest, and then I've watched them sit in the nest. And at first, these birds, when I came outside, they would fly away. Actually, their nest is right above my bedroom door, which leads to the outside patio. And every time I would open, and there they are right there. The mother has, I'm looking at the baby birds right now about to fly. Wow, they are really going for it. Okay, I'm going to have to not watch them. They just popped up out of the corner of my eye. There they go. Oh, we got to get off this video and go see the birds. But anyway, listen. They built the nest, they made the babies, and then they started sitting on the nest. And over time, and in the beginning, as I said, in the mornings, I would come out of my door, and when it's a sliding door, so it goes da-da-da-da-da-da, real heavy when I open it. And the birds would fly out of the nest all of a sudden, terrifying me. I scared them, they scared me. It was horrible. And they would stay gone until I went back inside, then I could watch them through the windows come back. But the coolest thing is over time, they've gotten used to me. And now, when I go outside, they don't even fly away. As long as I don't make a quick move, like leaping at them or lurching at them, they don't bother me. They don't even worry about me. Now, if I get too close, they'll fly away, but they come back. In fact, over the months, we've gotten to know each other so well that the other day I was outside playing the guitar for them. I was playing the guitar, and the male bird flew down maybe 8 feet in front of me and sat and looked directly at me and watched me play the guitar for an hour. It went on for an hour. And he just stood there looking straight at me. It was the wildest thing I've ever seen. I even got up with the guitar, walked around, and he didn't go anywhere. I moved a little too close to him, and he hopped away. Then I went back to my chair, and he came back, and he watched me. This went on for an hour, and then I thought, I have things to do. I got to go, little bird. But so I've had an amazing 3 months with these birds. They know me now. I feel like I know them, and I call them just my lovebirds. And the other day, maybe 3 days ago, I came outside, and the nest had fallen on the ground, and I saw it. So I looked up. And what was looking back at me was the mother bird, or it might have been the father, an adult bird, and 2 little baby birds, totally exposed. Now the nest fell. I don't know what happened, the wind, or maybe the eggs hatched and they started kicking their legs or flapping their wings and it just fell down, but they were totally exposed. And it was the cutest thing I've ever seen, man. I couldn't believe it. And I've been out there sitting with them and watching them for days and days and days. And not too long ago, I came outside, maybe yesterday or the day before. I came outside and the birds were gone. I looked in the little spot where the nest used to be, and they were exposed, usually hanging out with their, the 3 birds or 4 birds together, and they were gone. And, to tell you the truth, I got really depressed for about 5 minutes. I looked up and they were gone, and I thought, man, they're gone. Good for them. Maybe the babies grew up, but I sure am going to miss them. And then the next day, I heard the birds again, making that sound. I thought, well, they're either back or there are some new birds and they're making a new nest. And sure enough, I went outside and I saw an adult. I thought it was the mother bird sitting in a rain gutter attached to my roof. And she was by herself, and I thought, okay, they're building a new nest right there, because that's also a popular spot for birds. It's covered, it's a corner, and they can get right in the gutter and just kind of build a nest there. When it rains, they might have problems, a little flooding action. But you win some, you lose some. You got to take a chance every once in a while. And where was I? Oh, I came outside and I saw her perched there by herself. And when I came outside, she did not fly away. So I thought, maybe this is one of the birds that knows me. And then I noticed the second bird was on the roof as well. And they were both looking down. They were both kind of pointing towards one of my flower beds. And I looked down in the flower bed, and sure enough, there are the two little baby birds just sitting still, blended perfectly into the dirt and the bush and everything, totally hidden. And the mom and dad were keeping an eye on them, but they had moved the birds from that exposed corner with no nest under a bush. They moved them under a bush so they could hide from, predators. Because as it turns out, ravens will eat birds. They will snatch another raven and eat another raven. They're just pretty brutal animals. So the mother and father were pretty slick. Somehow they got the baby birds from the one corner that's probably, 8 feet in the air across the entire patio under a bush. I don't know how they did it. The baby birds can't fly. But what I'm seeing out of the corner of my eye is I think they're teaching them to fly. I'm watching the baby birds flutter their wings, and the mother's like trying to pull them. So I absolutely have to get off this video so I can go watch it. But it's the cutest thing. So the birds are safe. The baby birds are still with me. I'm still a bird parent. So Mom, congratulations. You're now a bird grandmother. And to my uncles and aunts who have been asking me to have a kid for many, many years, you can now call yourselves a bird aunt and a bird uncle. I'm a bird father. Not a godfather. I'm a bird father. Oh my God, I just cracked myself up. I hope I cracked you up too, because to be quite honest, as goes most of the time with this channel, when I turned the camera on, I had very little idea what I was going to say. And then I thought I'd talk about birds. And now we're going to burp. Whew, but we're keeping it live. No editing. And myself, the 2 adult birds and the 2 baby birds are now a family of 5. So I'm actually a family man. And I need to go check on my friends and their kids and my family members. So I'm going to go. But I just wanted to post a video on a Wednesday. Why? Because, and you guys are great, but I think anytime I post anything on social media, at least one of the messages I get is, really miss your videos, man. Sure did like hearing your voice on a daily basis. One of the cool things someone said was many people said this, that they would put my old videos on a playlist and listen to it to go to sleep, which is cool because that's exactly what I do with the Joe Rogan podcast, but it doesn't work as well because they laugh and giggle and talk a lot more. But on the Joey Diaz podcast, The Church of What's Happening Now, a lot of times it's just him talking. And until Lee Syatt starts squealing and laughing, it's the perfect thing to fall asleep to, because Joey's voice will put you to sleep. Lee's voice will wake you straight up. But I use podcasts to go to sleep myself. So if you're sleeping with me, if you like sleeping with me, now's your chance. I've got my new location set up here. I've got my light, my camera, my microphone, my fireplace in the background, and I think this is going to be my new spot for shooting videos. And that's it. I need to go check on my birds. I love you. I hope you're having a great day. I hope this video finds you in a little bit better of a place than you were yesterday. 'Cause that's all you can do. One day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 second at a time. That's really all it is. And now it's time for me to be quiet and go handle my family responsibilities. So kids, that's it. Let's do a monster cheers on the way out. Yes, I'm still drinking these. Boom. They're still great. And still no one knows if they're killing us or not. So anyway, I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments that I'm going to die. and I appreciate your concern, but I'll probably drink them anyway, because in my life, there was a certain time when I used to put a hose in a gas tank of a car, me and my best friend at the time, and we would just lay in his front yard and huff his mother's gas out of the tank of her car. So I survived that. I don't think a Monster energy drink is going to kill me. Have yourselves a great day. Have a Monster if you'd like. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends. Go outside, catch a bird. Stay out of trouble. And remember, your pal Malan loves you. And let's close it out with a good old, I will see you in the future.